Hey everyone, my name is Lynn Schrader and I empower men and women to step out of their self-imposed comfort zone and begin living a life that they could never have imagined. I love to ignite a fire and a passion in people who are ready for a change. Thank you for watching this video. Today I want to talk to you about all or nothing thinking, all or nothing mentality, and why that mentality will hold you and I back in our business, in our life, in everything. People who have an all or nothing mentality believe that they're either successful or they're not. They're smart or they're stupid. They're happy or they're sad. They're confident or they're weak and scared. They're worthy or they're a loser. They do not think in grays at all. It's either black or white. They give themselves two options. And people who are like that, can you see if you adopt an all or nothing with no gray, how that will hold you back? People who do that are often perfectionist. They allow no room for failing. People who are like that are often anxious people. People who have an all or nothing thinking are very often have low self-esteem, or they may suffer from depression. And again, they make no room for errors and they give themselves no grace. Let me dwell on perfectionism for just a little bit, anxiousness for just a little bit. I just came back from a wonderful 8-day vacation with my husband. It was great. It was needed and it couldn't have been any better. However, you come back from a vacation and you often need a vacation from your vacation because you become overwhelmed at all of the things that you put aside while you were relaxing. It's wonderful to do that, but you come back and you see the things that have to be done, and it can cause anxiousness. And that's where I was dwelling for several days this past week. I was anxious for all the things that I had not gotten accomplished, and I started to think in an all or nothing attitude. It was either I got everything done in 1 day or 2 days, or I was a loser, or my business was going to go down the drain, or my fourth quarter results were going to be tanked. I started to feel an all or nothing, and that's why I decided to do this video, because it was not getting me anywhere and it was holding me back, and I am positive that I'm not the only one who does this. So I came up with 4 things that I believe we can do so that we're not held back by this all or nothing thinking. The very first thing that we have to do is we have to separate our worth from our performance. You have to separate your worth from your performance, because guys, your performance is going to go up and down. That's just the way the world happens. It just happens in the world. Nothing is always on the up. And if we don't if we don't separate our worth from our performance, we are going to always be very low. We're going to be constantly berating ourselves. So what you and I can do is we can begin to train ourselves to begin to look inside when things don't go exactly the way we want them to be, that all or nothing. If they're not all the way in, if we don't start training ourselves to be okay with not all the way in and start looking inside toward the great things that are happening while all the peripheral stuff may not be happening, because it's the inside things that are really worth it, such as learning from our mistakes, growing from our mistakes, finding patience while we're waiting for that next thing to happen. Before I go any further, I want to ask you, where are you watching this video from? If you don't mind, give me a Where are you watching this from? Are you in my home city of St. Louis, Missouri? Are you in Canada? Tell me where you're watching this video. And if you think this video is starting to hit a little button in you, and you're like, she's on to something, tag somebody that you think may find value in this. Let me go on to my second part. Number 2, we have got to get away from the all or nothing thinking. We've got to eliminate those extreme, exaggerated words in our vocabulary, such as always, never, no one, all the time. You know where I'm going with this. And start using words like sometimes, occasionally, every now and then. I find this happening a lot in my own business. People who are in my business, if they don't start to get customers or their business doesn't grow, they start to say things in their head like, I never get a customer. I always say the wrong thing. No one will try XYZ. And it's not true. It is not true. Those are extreme and exaggerated words. And if we don't get away from saying those, we will be stuck in that all or nothing mentality. Those are exaggerated words. You and I have to fail to get better, right? You have to fail to get better. So words like always, never, no one, none of the time, all of the time are silly. Number 3, the third thing that you and I can do is we can get present. This past vacation, I started doing yoga, and that's being present. Eliminating all the extra things from your mind and getting present. Pulling back from all of the things that we have to accomplish and taking an attitude of gratitude. I know that's an overused little quote, but it's true. If we can get back to the center, be grateful for what we have been blessed with. Where's my list? Okay, here's a list of 15 things that I wanted to get accomplished today. No lie, if I read like 15 things. I started to get this all or nothing attitude again today because I wasn't checking things off. So here's what I did. I put the list aside and I picked out 2 or 3 very important things in my mind to accomplish today. And I pulled back from those 15 other things and I focused on being present, being grateful, and focused on those 3 things. So instead of wanting to wave the white flag and quit because I was overwhelmed, anxious, I decided to pull back, realize that my breath is a gift in my lungs, the time of day is a gift today, it's a gift, and to pull back and do 2 or 3 things and do them well. And while I'm at it, to adopt this inner mantra in my mind, such as, you are perfectly imperfect, just like everybody else. Or another mantra I say often is, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Or, no one is perfect. Or, I was made for greatness, and greatness comes in all shapes and sizes. I started to adopt this mantra, I can do all things, and started limiting myself to 2 or 3 things so I didn't find myself in an all or nothing. I didn't get 15 things accomplished, so I'm a loser, blah. All right, and the last thing that I want to talk about, the last thing is, you and I can realize when we don't get things accomplished, when we don't check the 2 or 3 things off of our list, that we have permission. I give you permission to go back and begin again the next day. Pick up where you left off. So many people want to quit and wave the white flag and never go back to where they started because they feel like they didn't do everything they set out to accomplish. So I might as well not even try again. And you can't do that. You got to get back on the horse. You got to get back in the saddle. You got to pull yourselves up by the bootstraps and try again, remembering that every failure that you and I experience is a lesson. It's a continuation of learning. We're never going to stop learning unless you decide you want to do an all or nothing way of thinking, and you'll be at a standstill. It's going to be holding you back. So if you got any value out of this, tag a person and have them watch this video. I'm telling you, I love to pay things forward. I love to learn things and pass it on to the next person, because that's how I learn. So I hope you can relate to things that I said in this video. If you can, give me a thumbs up or a smiley face or a happy face. And if you have any topics that you'd love for me to hop on here and talk about, I love learning. I will do some introspection and come up with something that I've learned personally, or I will start to study that, and I'll hop on here and do a video about that. I am a teacher, after all. That was my profession, and now I'm a coach. But I love to learn, so my teaching comes out of me, whether people want it or not. So anyway, guys, if you got any value, share this video. If not, thanks for watching, and have a great day.